Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Tics. We're a YouTube channel dedicated to all things smartwatches. And today I want to talk to you about this watch right here. It's an oldie, but better than a goodie. This is the original Samsung Galaxy Gear S3 Classic. Has that rotating dial that lets you go back and forth to different widgets across it. You can get it in the Frontier as well, which is a little bit gnarlier knob on it, a little bit easier to rotate. The Class C is, of course, the dress watch. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to tell you about the firmware update that just got pushed to this watch. Yes, if you own it, do it. If you don't own it, this may actually steer you to buy this watch, which is much less expensive right now than its superior Galaxy Watch 46mm equivalent. That's right. The only difference, really, between this one and the new Galaxy Watch at this point is that the Galaxy Watch is waterproof, and this one is splash resistant. Haven't heard of anybody having really any serious problems with it, as long as you don't go swimming. But the Galaxy Watch itself is capable for being underwater, for a whole lot more money, too. There is something unique about this one that is better than all of the other Galaxy Watches, and it's not me accidentally touching the screen. This watch has the ability, when you go into the NFC mode and you enter your PIN and you access the Samsung Pay option, only on the Galaxy Gear S3 line, maybe the S2, I'm not sure, but definitely on this line, you have the ability to pay for things at a terminal by putting this up to any NFC-capable device or the old traditional magnetic card kind. I know you've been to places, coffee houses, restaurants, trucks, food trucks, where they have an iPad with a little gizmo that sticks on the side and they run your card through that. In this mode, with this watch, you can actually boing, point it to the terminal, that little white chip, and it will actually process the transaction. It works on just about any kind of transaction in the United States anyway that uses credit cards. So you just register your card with the system. The new Galaxy Watch, 42 millimeter, people caught me on that in the comments, so I'm aware. 42 millimeter or 46 millimeter, the new Galaxy Watch Active, all of those things, they'll do the NFC version of the Samsung Pay. So what is this big fancy update and why is it so cool? Well, let's take the watch off and show you. By the way, that's called the Milanese watch band. It's got a magnetic clasp that you can loop around through here and then you just adjust it to wherever you want and it sticks right there. They're available all over the place, and of course these are replaceable bands on your Samsung watches, so you can put whatever band you like on there. Here's what happened. When they updated the user interface on this, I have to get into System to show you. I click on here. I've got all of this information. I scroll all the way down to About This Watch. I come in here, it shows you your model and serial and storage and device and software. Come into software and look, we have this thing called One UI, One User Interface version 1.0. If you look at the other reviews I did on the Samsung Watch and the Samsung Watch Active, you'll see that it also has the UI, the One UI. But these didn't. They only had the Tizen version, and it was an earlier version. Look at this. We're running 4.004. That's higher than the other newer watches. Samsung, what's wrong with you? Do you know what would happen if Apple came out and put ECG on the original Apple Watch? How do you think they'd sell the series? What are they up to, 5? Well, I applaud you, Samsung, for taking care of your customers and allowing us to have access to the latest software, even in older watches. What you can do on this watch that you couldn't before is swipe down and get multiple pages here of all kinds of goodies that you can control. that was exclusively part of the One UI, One UI that is now available on all of the Samsung watches. Exactly. You've got the Do Not Disturb mode. You've got airplane mode. You can come in here and you can change your brightness as bright or as dim as you want. And you notice on this one, I got to keep it down kind of low or it's going to override the camera. You got another page where you got theater mode. You can turn on or off GPS, Wi-Fi, battery, blah, 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 blah. And you can set all these up and put them on different pages the way you want. That's one new improvement. Another one is when you go into any of your activities. If you remember before, you'd press one of these, it would sit there and think about getting GPS, and only after it got it would it give you the chance to say go, and then you had to hit the button a second time to begin your exercise. When the One UI came out, people really get on me for calling it a UI. UI? The One UI, it goes right into it. I can hit walking, I get my 3, 2, 1, go, and it's doing the acquisition of the GPS in the background. It's giving me everything I need. The little flashing green, when it's solid, I've got GPS, but it's letting me go. It's starting to count, and it's got everything. You can rearrange all of these pages the way you want. For me, I like seeing my speed in miles per hour. I'm not a pace kind of guy. I can see my distance traveled. I can go into heart rate. All these things are reconfigurable. I like the time on every page, so I set it up that way. Nice, very nice. And those are just a couple of the new features that you've got with this new user interface download onto your watch. So we're really looking at a nice upgrade. You haven't bought one of these yet? I got a link in the show notes for you. Really inexpensive compared to everything else on the market. You can pick it up straight from Amazon. If you still like to get the waterproof version, if that's really important to you, and that NFC thing isn't that big a deal, you're okay with just using it at only the NFC capable terminals, well, you can pick up the Galaxy Watch 42mm, 46mm, or Galaxy Watch Active, also with links in the show notes. Helps me out here if you use those links and you pay basically the same price. So if you find this interesting, please use our links. In the meantime, enjoy the fact that we have a watch company, a phone company that is demonstrating commitment to customers by taking care of them. By the way, this watch face, it's a commercial face available when you go on your app for the interface to the watches. You can download this. It's giving you your heart rate live in a watch face. You don't even need to go into any of the apps or anything. Really sweet watch face. You've been watching Smartwatch Ticks. We appreciate your thumbs up, your subscription, and blogging this out to your friends to let them know that you can find out some pretty cool stuff on this channel. We'll see you again soon.